terms of the prioritizing, the finance funding, in terms of tenacity to the ongoing business. GE is very easy to quit in the business. Hitachi is tenacious to the existing business. So wow, this is not an off the record conversation. If you look at the nuclear business is not so important here in the US. Because you have lots of stuff, coal, gas, petroleum, so everything under the ground. Well, so nuclear is critical product for us Hitachi. But the GE is easy to quit the nuclear business. Hitachi can't. Those guys are working under the same joint ventures. This is the tough stuff. So how to harmonize, how to accommodate the difference. It's quite tough. It is not an either or stuff. Mm-hmm. It's the things to develop the relationship. It's we have to assiduously try to communicate each other. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen from this, the relationship building, but it's quite important. We should not expect, something without doing anything. So the thing is, continue to build a relationship between the American people and Japanese people. And then I think that something unexpected will emerge. Well, it is not something like middle point between the two extremes. It's something like higher, the apex of the triangle. So this is, I'm expecting this kind of stuff. But I don't have any specific solution to that.
No, absolutely. I think that is our challenge, and that's what we're going to work on. Furusawa-san, your observations on this?
That's a very interesting question, I think. And the Japanese people like new things. And although many of them have traditional ideas, but they really like, or we really like new things. And so that's part of the reason why many Japanese companies are successful in developing new stuff. For example, Sony has developed many new stuff in the past. And then looking back, the history tells us that Japanese people are actually absorbing foreign cultures very well. Like many years, long time ago, more than 1,000 years ago. That's Hashimoto's, so it's like more than 1,000 years ago. Sorry, that was just a joke for. And anyway, so we learn the culture from China, and we adopt Chinese culture to Japanese. And in Meiji Revolution, we imported culture from Western countries, and we have actually beautifully modified the Western culture to Japan. So if you come to Tokyo or to other cities in Japan, you will see quite different culture, but still you feel comfortable with. So that's a mixture of the Western and the beautiful mixture of the Western and Eastern culture. So I think Japanese people or the companies in general have ability to get good part of the foreign cultures to adapt to the traditional culture. But the question is the pace. Japanese kind of difficult to change. So like compared with Korea, when I talked to a Korean professor, they said that Korea is a very dramatic society, so they can change everything very quickly. But like Japan is more like the stable, although it's very slow to move, but it's very stable country. So it takes time, maybe a decade or two, to adjust fully to the new ones. But eventually, I think, so I actually talk about many pessimistic stories in my talk, but I'm in general optimistic about the Japan's future. So I think Japanese people have ability to adjust and absorb new things in a good way.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think we have only about 10-15 minutes. So may I ask the audience, any one of you to ask any difficult, make sure that the questions are fundamental and difficult, because you have got very high IQ power here. Yes, please.
My name is George Mokre, and I live in Central Square in Cambridge, and I monitor what happens in colleges and universities around. In the last month, I've seen Joy Ito at the Media Lab talk about the earthquake and the work that he's doing with SafeCast, the Citizens Radiation Monitoring Group. And then I also heard this week Shun Kondo, who's an architect at MIT, talk about the 311 initiative that MIT is doing. Both of them talked about an aspect of Japanese culture which may be a soft asset, but may also be a soft detriment. And that was the idea of equalization, where everybody in the society shares the burden. And in the last week or so, I've been reading that Tokyo has been burning radioactive waste, right, which is one way of equalizing. Joy Ito said, it seems that by this process of equalization, the radiation is going to spread throughout Japan. That's what he said. Shun Kondo said something similar about equalization. So that's one soft asset that may be a detriment. Another is SafeCast.
Sorry?
SafeCast is the Citizens Radiation Monitoring Network that Joy Ito helped set up. And these are people who are now making new kinds of Geiger counters. They're doing monitoring. They're associated with Keio University and Todai. But their information is not being used by the government and not being used by TEPCO, from my understanding. They're also doing radiation contamination training because the government and TEPCO are not. So you have another soft asset in Japanese culture, the division between the government, industry, and the people, and industry and government not necessarily using the skills and strengths of the people who want to contribute. So those two things, equalization and the compartmentalization between the people and the bureaucracies.
Well, it's a great comment.
It's a great comment. You captured the nature of the Japanese society and the Japanese people. And Japanese government has been already, sufficiently developed. So the structure of the Japanese society, industry has been already structured, fragmented. And this kind of accident is the unprecedented, the first experience for us. So lots of the challenges for each organizations, and we have to streamline the process, structure to use the data accumulated, and then if you're talking about the data itself, we did not have a sufficient data collection systems up to today. So the data collection, analyze, sharing, application, all of those stuff has to be streamlined. Well, this is one of the topmost agenda for us to do. And we have to expedite this very, very quickly. And if you talk about, the Japanese soft asset or the soft detriment, it's a Japanese tendency. After the 3/11, lots of Western journals talk about the Japanese characteristic. They use, the word stoic with a keyword, many words I encounter. But what I don't know how to, well, the stoic nature is sometimes good to organize, the society as an aggregate. No pillage, no, assault on the people, no, detrimental stuff to the society. So it's, in that sense, the stoic is very good. But we have to be, expressive. We have to be sometimes aggressive. So this is the area we have to change ourselves for the next years to come.